In 2022, two fashion heavyweights went back and forth on Twitter, resulting in a long-time feud, backlash and missed ops. The back and forth sparked an interesting question. What wins, money or culture? During the dispute, a gauntlet was laid on the table. Let's see where we are in 5 years. The question is, after a recent tweet from Clint, and one of the two receiving major backlash, after 2 years, who's winning so far? Though they may say otherwise, Clint and Reece have probably found each other's work, and it was only a matter of time before they would have an exchange, whether good or bad. For those that are loosely in the know, let's take a look at a very brief history of both brands. Clint419 founded Cortez from his bedroom in 2017 after dropping his first label, Cade, on the map. Through a relentless work ethic, great design and amazing marketing, him and his team have become a powerhouse in the London fashion space, creating an amazing community that now spans many places around the world. His pieces are now worn by high-profile athletes and celebrities, all through organic marketing and no influencer deals. Reece Wabara, former Premier League football player, founded Manier Devoir in 2013. His brand was centered around luxury clothing design and quality at a great price point. He too has a relentless work ethic and created a brand that was ranked one of the fastest growing private companies in the UK in 2022 and 2023. These two heavyweights are in different markets at different levels and have had a different amount of time in the game, but the drive of both is exactly the same. Now in 2022, something landed on Clint's desk. Clint, seemingly not happy, tweeted this, an image of a screenshot showing the MDV website and a model wearing a tracksuit that looked ever so similar to the Cortez brand identity, Cortez logo design and crotch print style. This isn't to say that the crotch print was invented by Clint, but this isn't the first time someone had been inspired by his brand, even if it wasn't indirect, as Boohoo had been spotted doing the same thing to Cortez months prior, with a tracksuit drop that was even similar to that of the Cortez tracksuit. You could argue that if you was in Clint's shoes and all you keep seeing is copies, you are bound to respond. Now at the time, Reece suggests he didn't know who Cortez was.
You know, at the time I didn't even know what Cortez was.
And was woken up to Twitter going crazy after the retweet. And Clint's follow-up tweet, man can have all the Rolls Royces, Forbes articles and rich lists, but you will never have culture, and that's priceless. Reece responded with a screenshot of a DM that Clint sent him that he hadn't responded to, and before they hated, they were fans first. Man selling clothes for 99p to 13-year-olds, talking about culture, LOL, and laid down a gauntlet with 5 years, we will see where we're both at. Remember this tweet at Clint419, shortly followed with money over culture. There's no love in the streets, you'll see. Clint did respond with a now deleted tweet, but I don't think Clint has had an interview where he talks about his back and forth in public, but has just been on Twitter. However, Reece spoke about it in an interview aired this year in April with Posty, Thoughts in a Cully.
Up on Instagram one time and I see my Twitter blowing off, and I'm seeing, I think he said something like black on black crime. Again, I'm thinking, who's this guy? I was checking the tweets, kind of worked out, and in all fairness, I could see the resemblance. Gone on my Instagram, as I said before, checked my DMs, he's DM'd me before. So I've gone back and I'm thinking, first of all, you was a fan at one point. If you had a problem, you DM me then, so why don't you DM me now and say, yo, brother, you're yo, brother, what is this? Like, this looks like my thing. If he would have, I'm a reasonable person, so I would have said, yeah, you're right. But the inspiration was from Bape, but I can understand why you think it looks like yours. I would have took it down. I ain't in the business of copying anyone, and that's clear. I have full respect for his thing. Like, I think his marketing skills are genius. And that's another thing, in the same breath from being compared to somebody, and then the same breath of being criticised for making clothes not for the culture no more, so make your mind up which one is it. I'm either European and more stylistic, or I'm trying to compete with Benji or Trapstone, Cortez.
You could basically say Reece struck back just as strongly with his tweet. I can imagine this hit Clint in equal amounts. When you're on the outside looking in, you can definitely see where both are coming from. This is where the money v culture aspect of the argument comes into play, and let's see how both players are running in the field. The fashion game, especially in the UK, is tough. Unlike in the US, where it's so large, you can have a brand in one city and not leave the city and still make an excellent living. Many brands come and go, and very few stand the test of time, whether it's through being run bad, getting lost in your own sauce, or watching as culture swallows you whole, because if culture don't like you and deem you as washed, you will lose it all if you don't fight back. And when I say fight back, I feel like that stands for being consistent. Clint has been in the game for over 7 years, and that is a large feat for an independent brand in itself. He embodies culture through activations in the streets, serious lookbooks, elevating the advertising game, and smart moves with good people all over the map. Also donating to charities. He has built his brand for over 10 years now, which again is an amazing feat. He has been surrounded by top businesses, with his best friend being one of the original founders of Gymshark, and helped out countless people in the scene through his extensive knowledge and contacts in the business, and also being an inspiration to many via a few podcast appearances and his thoughts and knowledge he's spread on Twitter. But where is he now? What is Reece's issue with culture?
So when you see me on face value, I may not talk the same in terms of, speak highly slang or what people typically define as black, which is wrong in the first place, but that's just the name of the game. I don't dress the same as most people who in UK culture would define as part of the culture. And I guess also in terms of achievements, when you get to a certain height, they rule you out anyway. But like I said, I'm a businessman. I'm here to not make money at all costs, but to make money ultimately. But like I said, because people don't see me in certain events and whatnot, I can understand why it's easy to say, oh, he is not part of us. And again, that's fine. I have no issues with that.
There has been a history of tweets that Reece made in 2020, which speaks on colour, being biracial, and the struggles he has had to deal with. But it really did get under the skin of people and didn't place him in a good light within the Twitter space and within culture over a course of time. So his reputation didn't help when he opened his flagship and first store on Oxford Street and tweeted, "We opened the first black-owned store in history on Oxford Street last week and turned 10 years old. 0 press coverage, 0 blog posts, 0 celebrity support, 0 influencer activations. There's a few lessons in there." Looking back at the history of the tweets, it seems like this may have been a bit of a PR stunt, with a tweet responding to the backlash that added fuel to the fire. Should I have to say it? LOL. The truth is, I'm not black enough for black people or white enough for white people. If anybody of a singular race achieved what I did, they'd be worshipped. I can think of many examples with way less success or longevity. Sure, you can too. He received major backlash for calling it the first black-owned store, and with that comes the scrutiny of not just him, but also his brand, with tweets like, Reece Wabara is on the phone to his non-black partner talking about, "This is why the black community doesn't get anywhere," as we speak. Or from others who decided to take a look at the brand, there are white-owned brands that use way more black models and hire way more black staff than Reece Wabara does in his brand, but he's coming to throw black-owned at us. Okay. Now, while I was putting this together, I found some additional tweets that actually led people to believe that this was actually a PR stunt, as he responded to a user tweeting "too easy" with, "There's a couple of marketing strategies with 100% conversion rate in this game. We both know one." With that user responding, "Interesting how Black Twitter was all over it. Noted." Then later on tweeting hook, line, sinker. In a deleted tweet, after all the smoke, Reece tweeted, "After a meeting this afternoon with the board regarding comments I made via social media, I'll be stepping down as CEO to focus on my personal ventures. Thank you all for your support the last 10 years. And that was it. But it seems like it was all cap, according to an article from Drapers. The thing is, there seems to be an issue with where Reece has placed himself. His tweets have been inspirational to some and motivating to others. He has pushed boundaries with the money he's made since leaving football behind, but there is something there we can't quite put our foot on. The Drake and Kendrick beef started heating up in March 2024 with the release of Like That by Future and Metro Boomin featuring Kendrick Lamar. The streets started heating up and the stands came out. The UK stood up to attention, and thoughts surrounding a beef like this video were created. Whichever side you stood on, there was an element as a whole that Kendrick played the part of the culture. And Drake didn't stand for it. He was there to use it and take what he thought was his and leave. The thing is, this bad take by Reece would seemingly be the nail in the coffin of his Twitter X career. Drake in a lose-lose. Richer, flyer, bigger, taller, lighter. Kendrick in a win-win. The opposite, people historically support the underdog, especially if the underdog doesn't threaten their ego and has little to envy. Tweets came in like, Reece Wabara thinks Drake vs Kendrick is him and Clint, what a beg. And seemingly annoyed, I still can't believe Reece Wabara came on here to act like Kendrick vs Drake was like him vs Clint, and then proceeded to make one of the reasons being because he was lighter. As I came to find out, Reece had deleted his Twitter/X profile. Do you know why Clint misses him? Maybe because apart from the opening of the MDV store on Oxford Street, there has been little to no noise from the MDV man himself in the past 2 years with his brand. Yes, he may be making money, but since the two had exchanged, Clint has got a #1 plaque, collabed with Nike, Supreme, linked up with Nike and soccer legends Ronaldo and Ronaldinho, dropped another great exchange with jeans this time in New York, and also donated the jeans to charity, gave away shirts in Brazil, swapped football shirts in Germany, and collabed with 21 Savage. It's clear to say that you need the culture to excel, and when you have both money and culture behind you, you begin to fly. Culture is really important, and Clint419, although crazy early in his journey, is 2-0 up. Let's revisit this in 2027 and see where culture got Clint and where money has got Reece, because I know whose journey is more exciting. Thanks for watching.